Chilly afternoon in Melbourne. Going to be a hot football match. Richmond 4 wins and 7 losses. The Dockers 6 and 5. A moment ago, Chris Connolly, their coach, spoke with Tiff Cherry.
Well, Chris, Sean McManus is out of the side. Is that performance-based or is he injured?
More team balance with the squad moving forward, that we need to give guys like Andrew Brown, Aaron Sandilands plenty of kind of game time, and just kind of force Sean out at 28 years of age. But that doesn't mean Sean won't be around for many, many years. We don't have any injuries, and we feel that we've got to continually search through our squad. But I think Brisbane last night showed the type of greatness you need to get to, and we have young players who've got the potential but need the opportunity to develop.
Chris Connolly there with Tiff Cherry a short time ago. As I say, a very good afternoon and a warm Sunday afternoon. Welcome, Dennis Cometti.
You are kidding, Clinton. Yes, it's a very cold day, is it not? You were talking about round 3 last year between these two teams in the rain. Well, Fremantle used that for a springboard. 6 of their next 7 were wins.
They were on the march after that. Fremantle have won the toss. Yes, it rugged up. Ben Cunningham, Paul Medhurst, Aaron Sandilands and Dion Woods. Dockers heading to the left of screen after winning the toss. Jared Healy.
Well, just having a look at Matthew Pavlich in his starting position as we have a look at the Tigers bench there. And there it is, Calvin Moore, David Roden, Stafford and Callaway. But Pavlich has pushed deep into the forward 50 for the Dockers. And Joel Bowden is a pretty tasty opponent.
And Wayne, your selection?
Fremantle must win.
Underway, Tigers to the right of screen. Otten starting in the ruck there, but the Dockers get it first. Hazelby, the handball deflected to Headland. Bell was caught high. Advantage was going to be paid, but Carr slipped. So Bell spies a target in midfield. Walker had to wait for it. Hyde provided the pressure. Headland goes quickly inside 50. The bounce important. Farmer's going to put the tackle on here. Hall too slow. Going to be a hot start. We could expected that. Little soccer off the ground out wide. A couple of Dockers players go down. Now Newman for Richmond. Works it out to Fiora via Campbell.
Kicks it very wide. It bounces close to the boundary line and goes across. So boundary throw in on the wing. The breeze blowing across the ground behind this boundary throw in. Could carry a couple of extra meters. Longmuir over the top, knocked it down to his own advantage. Has a hurried kick going back with the flight of it. Campbell sweeping handball through the middle. Newman kicks well inside the 50. Big pack at the drop, loose ball behind. Polak leads back in the race. He was taken in the back. Chaffee didn't think it through. Polak's got the free kick in the back pocket.
Goes short. Hadrell barely the required 15. Farmer on the northern wing in plenty of space. The red boots shining in the gloom as Farmer breaking through midfield. Kicks long. Simmons the target. Hazelby waiting back. Has to be a little quicker this time, the Tiger defence. Hall for Fiora, back for Campbell, near the defensive goal square. Hall again, now they should be able to clear. Hyde, slightly ill-directed for Hardigan, bumped off it too easily by Shammer. For Headland, back for Shammer, has Farmer short, tries the centering kick. Awkward bouncing ball. Walker traps at will. Cook finds an opening. Hurries it towards McFarlane. Tiger defenders slip. McFarlane paddles it on. Headland is tied up. Should have a bounce. No, he didn't get it out. Tiger free kick, advantage play on. And Campbell's got Brown in space. In fact, Pettifer
Bouncing down towards the wing. Has had a couple. Continues down towards right half forward. Lead comes from Richardson. Hit him on the chest, right on the 50. Matthew Richardson, I'd venture to say, too far out to score.
Yeah, perfect.
Man on the mark standing right on the 50.
It's right on the 50, mate. Right on the 50.
I said that. So Richardson. The breeze won't help from here.
No closer, Luke, just on
Could push it right to left, and here comes Richo. He was thinking the same thing, obviously. No breeze down there. It's out of bounds on the full. Let's go down to Tiffany Cherry.
Well, just from what you saw then, the word from inside the Richmond camp before the game was that they were hoping that Richo would be taking his marks opposite end of the ground to the right of screen, because that's really the only protection from this wind on the MCG.
Thanks, Tiff. 10 to 12 goals you fancy might be enough if the rain comes. Shammer off hands for Hazelby. Campbell, did he get in his back? Yes.
accidental, but yeah.
Fair enough. Hazelby to take the free on half back. Goes towards the logo, and Headland, who's getting involved early. Des Headland had 18 touches last week. Kicks towards centre half forward. Fiora getting in the back of Brown, but taking the mark is Schultz, who doesn't mind flying for the odd specky. Good grab there. Short kick to Fiora. Now Newman, who's starting on Farmer. Long ball towards half forward. Tivendale under good pressure from Carr. Bell, Polak, Hayden, Cook. Docker's just waxing it down back. They've got time though, and Polak goes very wide for Farmer near the boundary. It's a well-weighted kick, and he's got the mark.
Getting amongst it early, Jeff Farmer to Bell. Drops it. Time to recover. Little chip towards the wing. Longmuir's got it now. Still no score. Longmuir. You can see those papers blowing about. Kicks it down towards the attacking 50. Hangs a long time in the air. No contest. Fiora hit the ground running. Laid it off to Campbell. Pinpoint with the ball to the centre square. Pettifer to the wing. Schultz kicks inside the 50. Richo outnumbered down there. He went to ground. So did two Dockers. Arriving quickly. Hayden arches the back. Slips away. Pulls it back towards the middle. Cook. Arriving quickly, Johnson. Cook did well. Dockers looking okay. Polak to the wing. Walker moving for him. McFarlane. He ignores that. Puts it inside the 50. Pavlich is in front. Fisted away by Bowden. Coming through Farmer. He's inspired at the moment. Hall seated. Did nicely. Back to Bowden. High ball. Very wide once again. It pitches about 15 metres in from the line. And so did Grover. Here's Schultz. Sweeping hand pass back towards the middle, taken by Blumfield.
Long one towards Richardson. Docker's getting some support back for Parker. Desperate times as Chaffee dives in. A bounce top of the goal square for Richmond. Schultz putting the body on Grover. And credit to the young man for bouncing straight back up. Tigers deep in attack. Sharking it is Brown. Opening goal, the Tigers. Mentioned last week on Fox Footy that he's the man who puts the C into class at Punt Road.
He does that, and that's basically a training drill that's been very well executed, and it's surprising, given the class of a player like Nathan Brown, that Fremantle, Troy Cook it was in this instance. Just got to make sure with a player like that, you've got yourself between him and the goal line. With Nathan Brown, he doesn't need many opportunities like that.
Goal number 21 this season for Nathan Brown. Match number 149 today. A good start for the Tigers. Lights have been turned on here at the MCG. Smallish crowd at the moment. You'd fancy 12 to 15,000 as Ottens wins it down. Cracker overruns it. Blumfield first game for the year. The handball for Hartigan towards full forward. Getting back Polak. Juggling the mark. Deep in defence.
That was gutsy. Polak. Not much on.
He hasn't gone anywhere. Play on.
There goes the kick towards the wing. This will be interesting. Hazelby, normally so clever. Campbell, more desperate on that occasion. Beat him. Slaps it out to accommodate Johnson. Johnson forward at the wing. Penetrating kick inside the 50. Behind Richardson. Couldn't complete the mark. Taken down with Schultz. Held to him by Polak. And the ball up inside the pocket then. About 25 metres out from goal. Schultz has been busy. Plenty of information being dispensed out there by the umpires. Ottens flicks it down. Cracker slung. Nudged at about 2 metres. Ottens again tried to go back to Cracker. Bell slipped in. Cracker's still going. Well played by the young Tiger. Eventually Cook tried to come away. Hartigan burrows in. And eventually the umpire
Tried to let it go. Let go. I got it. Just get up.
will bounce it.
And an interesting matchup on Richo, going for Shane Parker. Obviously, they're more concerned about the pace of Richo than the strength. There they are on screen. Richo's just going to push him over like a pack of cards if he really got angry.
Ottens down for Cracker, worn tightly by Bell. Good smother by Hartigan, affects a boundary throw-in. How about some of the matchups at the other end? Wayne, any surprise? McFarlane starting up forward for the Dockers. Gasper's got he. Newman on Farmer. Hall on Simmons. Bowden running with Pavlich.
As expected, I'd say, Clint.
Boundary throw-in. Deep in attack. Ottens in front of Longmuir. At the back, Brown was lurking. Here's Hazelby, though, for the Dockers. Boot the ball quickly to a vacant midfield. They run back with a flight of it. Pettifer getting there first. Now, Bowden on the right. Deep towards a packet. Carries too far for Ottens. And Justin Longmuir is back there for the Dockers. Shorts it out wide to halfback. That's effective. Shammer for Brown, and now they can look to go.
Brown spots Walker. Goes to him on the wing. James Walker. Where's Pavlich? A long way from the kick. Walker waits. Heard the instruction. Puts it high in the Simmons direction. Works in front. Fell to ground. Hacked forward towards the boundary by Brown. It stays in initially, then trickles across. Cold, bleak day in Melbourne. Richmond have got the opening goal. They lead by 6 points.
It's just that one area where they break down, the Dockers. They just don't have a forward who's has the ability or the presence of mind to impose himself and take one of those contested marks in their forward 50.
Needs to be Pavlich. Knocked down by Ottens. Hyde wrestled down. Interesting. Out of the congestion, Bowden kicks it up towards the wing. Longmuir showed interest in speed there. Accelerated through the ball, but was wrestled down by Schultz. Another boundary throw-in coming up. Tigers by 6.
And their fans happy with the spirit being shown at this early stage. Dockers attacking side. Ottens winning it down. Pavlich, Hazelby throws it out. Kane Johnson will take it. Matt Stevick working with Stephen McBurney and Sean Ryan with the whistle for that infringement. Johnson, good vision, has Campbell out wide. Wearing the bulky thigh pads, goes short. Chaffee under pressure. Hayden. Chaffee quick to recover. Support from Pettifer. Now Campbell. High one to the hot spot. Richardson coming out. Hadrell knocking it away. Here's Blumfield. Richardson.
No.
Parker's got him. Richardson shovels it out. Tivendale. High hook shot at goal. Looks pretty good. Tigers get their second. Good start for the home team.
Well, they look hungry, the Tigers, and I think there's a matchup there that's working quite well. Jared mentioned before that the Dockers are going with Shane Parker on Matthew Richardson, which is actually forcing Robbie Hadrell to play up the ground, and he's been matched up against, first it was Kane Pettifer, who got a couple of early touches by pushing deep into the Tigers' defence. Now he's matching up with Justin Blumfield, and I'm not too sure if Robbie Hadrell's more comfortable at centre-half back. I think he likes the comfort of the goal square.
Tigers lead it by 12 points then. Tivendale with the second goal. First came from Brown. Good advice.
Think so.
Knocked down by Longmuir. Taken by Hazelby. Just bounced the thing. Back it comes to Pedrell. Or rather Hadrell. He kicks inside the 50. In front down there Simmons. Had it knocked away. Brown snaps wildly. Out of bounds on the full in the left full forward pocket. Had more time than he knew.
And that's their major problem, I think. If you just have a look at both sides, they've been inside 50 almost the same amount of times. Just no chemistry at the present time for the Dockers. And Wayne, interesting the usage of Peter Bell. I know he's been tagged pretty solidly the last 2 weeks, and to get him away from that, they've pushed him into the defence on Andrew Cracker.
Impressive mark by Ottens, invited the play on a fraction earlier than he had hoped. Gets it back from Bowden. Tigers starting well. Target here is Schultz. The kick carrying a fraction towards that end. Over his head, Bell. Now for Cook on halfback. Has Shammer in the middle. Good vision. And Shammer feeds Hazelby. Long ball. Farmer charging into space against Newman. Newman would be happy for the boundary line here. Farmer's a wily character. He's putting the pressure on. Brown gathers on half forward. Simmons caught. Johnson. Good tackle. Ball held in. A bounce.
The first 2 minutes of the match, there was a gang tackle from the Dockers forwards on Richmond that really nearly resulted in a match. If they maintain the gang tackle approach up forward, I reckon they're going to be in this with a chance to win. But the signs are there that it's not going to be a consistent feature.
Ottens knocked it down. Campbell stood up in a would-be tackle. And Ottens is getting a free kick, is he? High on Ottens on the defensive 50. Plays on immediately. Hall's got it at centre-half back. Goes down towards half forward. Schultz favoured by the kick. Havell set. Not too badly. Tracks it out towards the boundary. Running out of space. Kept it alive initially. Still in. Well worked with Bowden. Schultz kicks inside the 50. Coming up the ground down there. Brown. Ricochets off his shins. Blumfield. Tivendale across the body. Bounces in the pocket. and goes across the line.
Had a good look. There was nothing in that. Nothing in that. You're both running back.
Matthew Richardson
There
perhaps
was nothing there.
not entirely in agreement as he have another look. Seemed to be a pretty good non-call from the umpire. Richardson against Fremantle, 5 games since 1998, has kicked 26 goals. Ottens from the boundary throwing, just got rid of it in time. Cook for Hazelby, for Longmuir. Long kick to the outer wing position. Hall in a wrestle with Simmons, wasn't all that impressive. Hall's caught Pavlich with a fierce tackle. Brown's been involved early. From the logo, delivers towards half forward. Headland getting back with a flight of the ball. Oh, well read by Hyde. Needs support. Waits. Short little kick for Gasper. Made him work. He's equal to it. He's got Chappie. He's got Hardigan. Elects to go by hand to him. Defensive side of the northern wing. Now some run. Johnson on the lead. Schultz to half forward. He's got it. He started well. Now the important ball. Long towards the goal square. Richardson, one out. Goes to ground. No whistle again. Tiger fans not happy. And now it's over for a boundary throw. And Parker's saying I could have had a free.
You had him, he had you. I'm not going to pull a free kick out of that, okay?
It'll be a debate all day long between that pair. As the sun breaks through. Boundary throw in, left full forward. Longmuir up. Tried to hook it down to Shammer. And the ball not coming out.
Wayne, how do you see the matchup between Paul Hazelby, who's had 4 kicks and 2 handballs, and Kane Johnson, who's had 3 kicks, but when he kicks it, it goes 50?
Yeah, I think that's the difference, Jared.
Ottens, clean possession, tried to feed it off.
Wasn't a handball. You took it out of the ruck and let it go.
It's an interesting one because Kane Johnson can be really, can slice you up through the middle of the ground. Hazelby, though, as we know, gets them working from the packs.
Shammer to Longmuir, just outside the defensive 50. Hadrill on the overlap, penetrating kick towards half forward, misjudging it. Medhurst. Pettifer took the mark. Chaffee's on the move, goes in that direction, and Chaffee has marked just forward of the wing. Should straighten them up here. No, he kicks inside the 50. Brown camped underneath it, over the top. Richardson didn't complete the mark. Loose ball jammed onto the boot down there by Roden. It bounces towards the behind post, and Bell quite content to let it run across the line.
Jared, the only thing I can think of with the matchup Peter Bell and Andrew Cracker on screen is the fact of trying to get the ball when the Dockers win possession in the defensive half into the captain's hand, so he uses the ball extremely well.
Short boundary throw in favoured Ottens. The handball stolen by Bill. Hurries a kick, not clear of the danger zone yet, although now it should be. As Shammer feeds Hadrill. Wide McFarlane and Gasper. Awkward one this. Sits up for McFarlane. Backs himself to run away from Gasper. And he does. Delivers hurriedly towards half forward. Bowden back. Impeded by Pavlich. Free kick.
Joe, I've given you the free. Go back and take it.
Dockers lurching precariously. Close to having back-to-back scoreless quarters. Overrun by Melbourne last week. Scoreless through 17 minutes here. Fiora hurries one to the wing. Chaffee has time. Measures a kick towards Roden, wide of him, opens the door for Brown and the Dockers. Hadrill has McFarlane short. He's got the mark, might try and go wide to Medhurst. On for just a minute. Oh, that's a terrible kick towards him, and it carries all the way into the Great Southern Stand.
Stay there.
Hard to explain that. Pettifer from half back, beyond the wing. Plumfield worked underneath it. Grover leads back. Across the line it goes again. That breeze pushing the ball out so often in front of the Great Southern Stand. Boundary throw in left half forward.
I reckon Matthew Pavlich is such a magnet for the football that maybe he'd be better off placed in the goal square when he's not getting into it. So he just draws the longer kick, putting it out in front rather than him having to run onto it with the ball going over his head.
Ottens to Hyde under pressure. Pulls it back towards the 50. Schultz came hard, taken down by Bell. Roden put the body in. Hadrill got it across to Longmuir. To Cook in trouble. Shrugs Cracker though. Kicks towards half forward. Coming across on the angle Brown. He started very well. Brown puts it out in front of Farmer. Farmer has to wait. Coming over the top, Newman found it to get on the ground. Well played. A bit of dash from the defender. Kicks it up towards the wing. Leading in the race, Grover. Running out of space. Got boots of ball. Back to half forward. Farmer couldn't control it. Putting the body in down there was Newman. Coming up, a teammate collected him. scrambled out of there by Chaffee to the wing. Good mark taken by Ottens. Slickly got it away. Tivendale goes down towards half forward. Blumfield 60 metres out, sets it down towards Richardson again, and this time he shrugs off Parker and takes the mark on his chest.
I've been watching Matthew Pavlich most of the quarter, and
Richo runs around and misses.
he's unpredictable, Richo. I've been watching Matthew Pavlich for most of the quarter, and most of the time Swatter is running back towards the goal as we have a look at an injury coming through, and he's just not getting near the footy.
No, I think if there is a criticism of Richo, sometimes his positional moves, he likes to take the player up that he's playing on, then revert backwards. But to do that, you've got to put yourself into a position where you've got a decent shot at goal.
Newman still with the trainer behind play as the ball comes into Grover. Loose man in the centre square, Shammer. Awkward one, does well. Gets away from Brown, kicks towards half forward. Pavlich getting back. Bowden the spoil has started well. Near the boundary line. Tigers should keep it in here. They've got numbers, they do. 5 minutes to go in the quarter. Chaffee with a loose man on the wing. Good kick for him. Duncan Killaway just on the ground. His first run for the year. Long to fall forward. In from the side, Nilly Hall. Waiting down Bill. Gets the quick hand pass out. Dockers can go. Cook. On to Walker. Cracker lurking. Good pressure, Richmond. Bit of spirit about them. And they force a bounce at half forward.
It's a value of Andrew Cracker. He mightn't get a lot of the ball, but his defensive pressure just created an element of doubt there with the Fremantle player. Therefore, there's a bounce down. The Tigers have another chance at scoring here.
And there's about 16 players surrounding this. Longmuir got a hand to it. Kellaway charging through. Brown sends it to the goal square. Might bounce through, will it? Docker's getting back. It's touched on the line. Oh, desperate stakes there. And Hadrill just got his hand to it in time to avoid the Dockers falling behind by more than 3 goals.
Umpire still waving the flag, or is it blood? Blood on Hadrill.
Dennis, you see more of the Dockers than any of us here. The matchup of Cook on Brown. Brown would be he's in the top 5% of talented players in the competition. Has Cook got enough tricks to go with him?
Well, you'd say on face value not, but sometimes you send a tradesman, don't you, to do a job? And I think he'll work hard enough. It's just a question if he can match the pizzazz. So Hadrill's off the ground. Bell to bring it in. But it is a risk because Brown can cut you up in the space of 15 minutes. Bell outside the square. Just those little steps, and they still did him in.
No, sorry, Peter, it wasn't.
So there you go. Ooh, that is a tough call. We need the Cyclops. So bounce 10 metres out. More bad news for the Dockers then. And generally, the big fellows for the Tigers have been doing very well in this situation, getting first hand of the ball. That time Longmuir did, though. It was timely. Shammer deflects it across to Bell. No damage done to Cook. Runs out of defence. Pavlich needs this one to stay in. Controls it. Breaking for him is Headland. Goes over the top to Headland. Headland is run down brilliantly by Chaffee, who then found the footy. It was across the boundary line, was he? In fact, there's going to be a free kick to the Tigers. Well, that was terrific by Chaffee. Watch this tackle. Just kept his eyes on the hips and took the body. So Brown taken down, same as before. I was still watching the replay. I was fooled.
Tackle count was interesting. A big discrepancy. I think it was 6 to 17.
Dockers emerge. Carr hurriedly to half forward. McFarlane and Gasper. Gasper playing for the line. Affects the boundary throwing.
Tackles in favour of the Tigers.
Hit-outs running 11 to 3 in Richmond's favour. Clearances, though, 8-7. So tight there. Jeff Farmer without a touch in the last 17 minutes. Hyde for Duncan Kellaway. Hurries it to the wing. Cracker bobbles the marking attempt. Goes after it again. Bowden for Johnson. Low swirling kick inside 50. Longmuir back there. Reads it well. 2.5 minutes remaining. The Dockers still scoreless. Carr going wide for Bell. Picks it up on the half volley. Cracker and a piece of the jumper. Shammer's caught. Tigers tackling intense. Tivendale gets by Carr. onto the left. Long towards Richardson, again in a maul with Parker. Richo takes it on the bounce. Handball to Brown. He's got the finishing skill. Not this time. Sprays the kick very, very wide. Over for a boundary throw in right forward pocket.
Tigers by 14 points. Golden chance. Went begging there, although he was sent away on his right foot. Richo did the hard work. And that's the problem that Gerard was talking about. Cook attracted to the football. Maybe not this smarts. Well done by Roden to Cracker, deep in the pocket, pulls it back to the hot spot, today the lukewarm spot. And the mark is taken by Schultz, but there's going to be a free kick to Richardson.
I don't reckon it's active, so just whack some.
I'm not sure about that, although I did see Schultz miss from about 15 metres out. He could have paid the advantage and let Schultz take the kick. Richo is not always the straightest. He's only 15 metres out. Goal umpire goes a long way. It's always an adventure. He's not sure. It's a goal.
Well, I reckon that was a guess.
Where are those taller posts? We've been promised them for a while.
I'm not sure they would have helped.
The margin 20 points. Fox Footy Sunday with you from the MCG. Another look. You be the judge.
Oh.
Good enough, Wayne?
Think so.
I'll give that all clear.
And Matthew just had to be convinced. Oh dear. 3-2 plays nothing. Matthew Richardson with his first goal today, 31st for the season. Has missed 3 games this year with that hamstring, but has come back firing. Now the Dockers, who will provide a spark for them across half forward. The ball has been getting down there by way of inside 50s 8 times, but no score on the board.
And either Matthew Pavlich or Chris Connolly have seen enough. Matthew Pavlich now started in that centre square bounce.
Clear out, fellas. Thanks. In the middle.
Minute remaining opening term. Good start for the Tigers. Now in the sunshine. Otten's getting it down. Cracker trying to emerge. Was it caught? Got it onto Hyde. Richmond the clearance again. Hyde uses the left. Floating one for Schultz. Couldn't trap it. Chaffee here. Brown. Dangerous. Finds an opening to Richardson. Couldn't drag it down under enormous pressure. Richardson goes again. Kane Johnson. Kick smothered by Woods. Docker defence under siege. Do well. Now can they rebound and get a score?
Headland's got the run of it. Out towards the wing. Des Headland. Intent on drawing a man. Goes to Hazelby. Can they score before quarter time? Hazelby kicks inside the forward 50. Simmons was up. Loose ball at the back. Newman. Meters in the clear. Comes to Tivendale. Fiora. Bouncing up towards the wing. Looks inside the 50. The target once again. Richardson. Props in front. Parker over the top. Cracker. We're down to 5 seconds. The Tigers not to know that. Comes back to Johnson. Gets a hand pass away. Needs a kick. Blumfield on the siren. Has kicked it behind. Well, Dockers had their chance at one end. Tigers rebounded. And at quarter time, the Dockers are scoreless. And Richmond are 3-3.
And it's a statistician's delight. When was the last time a club went scoreless for 2 consecutive quarters? We'll ponder that during the break and come back. Tigers leading 3-3 to nothing.